that's a really common theme with a lot of entrepreneurs. They feel like they're not an entrepreneur yet because they still have a day job. And that's one of my shoulda, woulda, coulda moments that I really threw myself in the deep end, and and I'm not one that has a lot of regret, but I do wish that I had stayed in social work just on a part-time basis, just to not have to stress about the rent and the bills.
And also I think what I've learned, I mean, so many of us want to throw that all away and say that was our old life. We were there for a reason. We were learning the lessons that we needed to learn. And quite often, I think, I've seen a lot of healers who, when they were working in an industry that wasn't related to healing, they were taking that healing energy to that industry. Just by going there, just by being there and talking in the way that they talk. And I think that's also so necessary, you know. So many people just want to leap out of that, you know, accountancy role or whatever. But it's like thinking about how you can bring the spirituality, the light into those jobs as well.
And I think it's also the reverse. How do you bring the practicality into your healing business?
Absolutely.
I lecture a lot of up-and-coming yoga teachers, and some of them become my clients, who have a yearning to embody the archetype of the yoga teacher or the archetype of the healer. And there's something quite beautiful about that, but not if you don't know how to set up Excel spreadsheets and make yourself accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you do need that practical element. You need both. I totally agree.
It's a dance.
Pun intended. So tell us more about that dance, about the fact that for so long you immersed yourself in your studies. You were equally not just working in recruitment, but also running your own company in your 20s. Tell us more about how you facilitated the flow in that dance.
Yeah, it was a chaotic time, but it was a beautiful time.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Exactly. What I ended up doing was almost combining the two. Like I would do the recruitment job by day, and then I was obviously doing all my studies at night, but then I started to develop Chakradance. And Chakradance happened to me is how I always describe it. Do you know what I mean? It's something that just... It literally came through. And when I first started developing Chakradance, it was just for myself. I practiced Chakradance for myself for years before I shared it with anybody else.
Really? So did you, because you and I have spoken previously, and I hope you don't mind me declaring this publicly. We can always edit it if you'd rather I don't. But you and I also harbour a similar passion and yearning to be a DJ.
Yes, exactly. I know. I would love to be a DJ.
DJ Patty Cakes, it's my moniker. And it's very important to me, the music and the playlist that I put together for certain workshops. You know, so winter solstice, for example, will be completely different to summer solstice, etc., etc. So is that what you did? Did you put playlists together for yourself personally and then dance to them every day?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it started because I was doing so much healing work, so and all of this chakra work, but and I was teaching chakra workshops all the time. So I'd go into the college and I'd be up the front and I'd have rows of people in chairs, and I'd be talking about these energy centers, and I could feel myself moving the whole time, and charts and diagrams and information. And I've always been a dancer. Dance has always been my thing, but I stopped doing any technical dance long ago. But living in London, the clubs, you know, you could go into a nightclub and just lose yourself. And so I did a lot of clubbing. I tried a lot of alternative dance, different shamanic dance classes, and all sorts of things. But what I found in the end that I wanted to do, I would come home, move the furniture in my living room, turn the lights out, light a candle with intention, and just move. And I started to find music that I just like to move to start with. And the day that this actually happened, I had just spent all day running a beginner's chakra workshop, and I came home pretty exhausted, and I thought, okay, I just need to do my practice. It was my own practice. And as I started to dance, it was the first time I'd ever noticed it. I was moving, and I started to feel that the particular music I was playing was activating my solar plexus. It's like, oh, this fiery music is really, I could literally feel the energy center pulsing, and I could feel the stuff coming up, the thoughts, the feelings were all connected to that chakra. I thought, wow, that's interesting. And then I thought, I'll try some other music. And I started to experiment and I started to literally feel the pulsing. And as I was dancing, I just had tears And I Chakradance, and I thought, oh my God, of course, that's what I'm doing. Dancing my of course that's what I'm doing. So that was it. I was on the hunt to find the music. Then I got into editing music. Now, of course, I work with musicians. That's what I do. And in fact, I've got a beautiful musician called Dale Nower who is full-time with me now, composing specifically music for the Chakradance. It's such a huge factor because each chakra has its own vibrational frequencies, you know.
Yes, of course.
And music is vibrational frequencies.
Yeah.
So, you know, working with the different frequencies and combining that with the mood. So that's how it came to be, but it was my own thing. But I think what was happening, friends were looking at me going, what are you doing? Like, you know, you're just looking really well and feeling really, you know, you seem so positive and alive. And so, well, I'm just doing this dance thing that I've, you know, been doing at home. And what I started to do was after my recruitment day, I would get beautiful coloured fabrics and incense and candles and cover all the computers in my office, turn my recruitment office into a little dance studio. And I started doing Chakradance in my space at night for friends. And then they wanted to bring friends. And then we're all crammed in this little office. And then I thought, maybe I should hire a hall
maybe.
And, you know, instead of just going for a little hall, I went for this beautiful Amadeus Center. I don't know what I was thinking, but I filled it. It was
that is amazing. That is incredible.
And an 18-year-old boy and an 80-year-old woman and everything in between for this first workshop. And that's, oh my God, this is for everyone. Everyone can dance their chakras. But yeah, I kept that going for, you know, for a couple of years. And then it wasn't until I got to the point where I just felt, you know what, I need to let this go. I need to step fully into this. The time has come, and it's amazing. When the time is right, the universe works with you. You know, I managed to sell my company, so it gave me a little bit of financial backup to step into the new world.
Was that was the decision to sell your company, was it something that you'd thought about for a long time? Or was it something that just came up at the right time and you allowed the flow to unfold?
Yeah, no, it wasn't something I thought about for a long time. No, I could feel the tension building between, I just want to get, and then I went to 4 days a week. There was a time I went to 4 days a week and I thought, okay, and I did a private healing practice that one day. So I used to want the week to rush by so I could get to Friday.
That's your soul telling you what it really wants, isn't it?
And then an opportunity came up. One of a competitor agency just said, you know, would you be interested in selling? And I was like, wow, yes.
Wow. That's what happens when you're in flow. You don't and ah, you don't question, you don't think about hurts of the past. You go with it.
Go with it, and it just sort of facilitates it for you.
Yes.
It still takes courage, and it still takes common sense. Like you still, like you say, really be practical about these things. Yep. You know, I've witnessed far too many people say, I've heard the call and leapt, and it's like, you know, the universe will catch me. And to a point that's true, but I think you also have to take responsibility ourselves to, you know, to ensure that we're going to be caught as well.
Yeah, and for you personally, it wasn't just a leap of faith. You already had a business that was already up and coming, so it wasn't like you left and then had to start from scratch.
Yeah. Oh no, it was already starting to build. I'd done the work.
The groundwork was already there. You had a strong foundation. So even if you did have a bad day or you fell, which always happens because, you know, that old chestnut, you know, life, you had something solid to support you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's incredible. And I love that you say that music is vibration and resonance, because it is. Have you ever been stuck in a car with someone and absolutely hated their music? Oh, the journey becomes painful, doesn't it?
In fact, I can't even sit in a restaurant now if the music's bad. It's like, no.
Yep.
No.
Yep. That's right.
Music's just, I think it's for the soul, isn't it? Music is so powerful. Yeah.
That's why I've been particular with the music that I've chosen for my e-course as well, because I just think, you know, what I chose for the solar plexus isn't exactly the same as what I chose for the crown, for example. They're two completely different energy centers.
Yeah, absolutely.